Hi Pisces, welcome to August. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have a new moon in Leo on the 8th. And we have a full moon in Aquarius on the 22nd. And this is the second full moon, so it's a blue moon this month. What else? We have Uranus moving retrograde on the 20th, around just before the full moon. And Venus is changing signs, moving into Libra in the middle of the month. In Virgo, Mercury's moving into Virgo, and that's its home sign. Venus is at home in Libra, and Mercury's at home in Virgo. So that is good. And let's see, I think this month there should be some surprises, especially around the new moon, because it's squaring Uranus. So things may be a little tense at the beginning, but I think the end of the month will be much better. We have Jupiter joining that full moon, and so that'll be good. So let's see, what does Pisces need to know? Let's see what the cards say. What does Pisces need to know about love and relationships for the month of August 2021? What does Pisces need to know for the month of August 2021? Let's see what we get. Justice, the Judgment, the Four of Wands, a Tower, the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. Okay, so Justice, starting this month, Justice is a great card because it means that if you're waiting for a decision about something, if you're waiting for an outcome, the answer is going to be yes, or there will be a fair outcome, especially if there's a legal situation that you're waiting to hear back on. Justice is a card of karma. And it means that justice will be done, karma will be done. It's like karmic reward for anything that you've done in the past. Karmic justice. You have Judgment here. Now, looking at these two cards, you have the Tower and the Ten of Swords. So you've been through something recently. The Tower is a wake-up call. There might have been some shocking news or something that really threw you for a loop, like you just didn't expect it. And once you see the truth, you know you have to take action. So if you were avoiding some issue in a relationship and pretending everything is okay, the Tower comes to tell you this is the truth. Wake up and smell the coffee. Kind of. So you had a wake-up call, possibly even a blow to your ego. Sometimes the Tower. Or it could also mean if you were in a relationship that was very oppressive, or you felt weighted down by it, or it means release. So for people who are in power and abusing their power, it means a fall from grace. The Tower's crumbling. For people who are being abused by power, it represents freedom. So depending on what side of the fence you're on, either way, the Tower is taking away what you no longer need. And a lot of people, when they see the Tower, they freak out. But I think the Tower is a good thing because it clears the air. It clears out. It takes you off the wrong path so you could get on the right path. So, and then you have this Ten of Swords energy. So you have this Tower moment, and then the Ten of Swords is like, the worst is over. It's like, it's done. It's over. I've been through the mill. I feel defeated. I feel stabbed in the back, whatever. I feel down for the count. But I just can't give any more energy to this. So there could be a relationship that ended recently that you're still struggling with, but there will be a positive outcome because you're not wasting your energy and your time on something that was false, that was built on sand. So the Ten of Swords is like, okay, this is done. I'm done. I don't have to give this any more energy. I can put it behind me. I think there might be, because the Ten of Swords is in this position, which is still, I think you're still in the process of the ending. I don't think it's completely done yet, but it will be. You are moving away from that energy. The good thing is the worst is over. And there could be some, like if you're going through a breakup or a divorce, there will be a favorable outcome or settlement or something. Or if you're waiting for news about some decision that needs to be made, it will go in your favor. Even if it doesn't, you don't get everything you want, you will get a fair decision. So the Judgment is here. Now the Judgment is a card of, it's also a wake up. It's like waking up to reality and realizing, hey, I need to make some changes in my life. The Judgment is about rebirth, rising from the grave. That's what this is. They're coming out of a coffin. So it's like after this experience, you're realizing, okay, I need to work on myself. I need to make changes in my life. I need to rise up like the phoenix out of the ashes of this tower moment. I mean, you had something that was stable. You have the Four of Wands in the past. So it was like something that was stable suddenly became disrupted, unstable. You know, the lightning strikes, the tower falls. The tower, though, most of the time it represents truth, seeing the truth. So even though you thought you were in a stable situation, it may not have been that stable. And the truth is waking you up. It's like, okay, I know. Now that I know the truth, I can now choose my path with greater clarity. So, and the Judgment is about being the agent of change instead of the victim of change. You know, you could stick your head under the sand and pretend everything's okay, and then the universe, when it wants you to change, it's just going to throw change at you, and you got to just deal with it. But with the Judgment, you're making change happen. You're realizing, okay, I need to change my life. I need to change my habits. I need to change. There's something that I need to work on within me that's going to make a difference in my future. And so you've taken that on with the Judgment card. You're like, and you're starting to feel more empowered in this month, where you're realizing, okay, I know what I need to do. I can't control what other people do, but I can control me. And I can control how I react to whatever life throws my way. And I can, control my behavior, my reaction, my perception, and do what's best for me. So that's what you're doing with this Judgment card. The Knight of Wands is here. So I feel like you could be moving. Sometimes that means a change of location, change of like moving, or changing your job, or changing your job's location. This is a card of being ready for adventure. Sometimes this card can represent, if it's a person, it could represent someone who is a lot of fun but not very reliable. You know, they tell you one thing, they promise everything and deliver nothing. When they're around, they're a lot of fun, but when you really need someone, they're not there for you. Like it's a heartbreaker energy. So you could be severing ties with someone like that, someone who's been unstable. Or you could just be ready for a new adventure. Like, okay, I'm putting the past behind me and I'm ready to move on. And that might even include a change, like moving into a new location or changing your job or, the work that you do. You have the Seven of Cups here in your negative thinking sector. So right now, I feel like you're stuck in the choices. You have several options. You're having to make decisions. Okay, where do I go from here? That's over, but now what do I do? So you really can't decide. It's like a part of you that, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to choose. I can do this, I can do that. And so you're dreaming of the possibilities, but you're not really taking action yet. But you will. Maybe part of you is afraid to take action because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Because after you go through a tower moment, it kind of shakes your confidence a little bit and you become a little bit fearful, but you have to not do that. Just keep moving. The worst is over. When you get to the Ten of Swords, it can't get worse. It's only got to get better. And this Knight energy, this Knight of Pentacles is in your environment. That's telling you, just take things one step at a time. You don't have to figure it all out today. this month. Just take, think about what you want, where you want to go, and just make a list of action plans and just take one step at a time and do one thing, whatever you feel like you can do. And that's little by little, one step after the other, you will accomplish a lot over time. The Four of Pentacles, you're concerned about security, financial security. You could also be holding on to something too tightly, trying to control the outcome of something. So if you're dealing with someone, maybe you need to let go. Maybe you need to release, because that's holding you back. Release whatever's holding you back. And don't try to control the outcome. Just let the universe, let it work out. Just go with the flow. Put your intention out there and just go with the flow. Now you do have the Page of Cups here. The Page of Cups as an outcome card. That's a message coming in, a message of love. So there could be someone that wants to communicate with you and tell you how they feel. Sometimes it could be a child, a very sensitive child, and you're concerned about them or you're going to focus on them. But it could also mean, and because it's a cup and you're a Pisces, it could even be that you want to communicate your feelings to someone. It could be a new relationship at the beginning stages. So you might be putting this tower moment behind you and starting on a new path, but taking it slow. But I feel like you have more than one option for love or for whatever your next step is. But the key thing is to let go, release, and focus on the future. Let the past fade. The Hierophant, this could mean that you're dealing with someone who is very stubborn. It could also mean like an organization that has very strict policies, a government, an institution. So maybe you're leaving one career path where you were, attached to something that was very rigid, that had a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of rules and regulations, and now you're free to move on in a new direction. You're ready for a new adventure. So I feel like, I don't know if there's new love yet. I feel like you're finishing something up. You're ending a cycle that was not in your best interest. And so once you finish healing from that and really put that in the past, which it's not, this is still kind of in the future. So I feel like there's more changes, like you're still going through that transition period. But once you get through that, there is love in the wings. But I don't think you're ready right now. I think right now you need to just sit back and think about what you want the future to look like and what the next lover will be, or the next step. Where do I want to go from here? If it's not a relationship, maybe it's a career path, maybe it's whatever situation. Take some time out to really think and dream. But at some point you're going to have to take action. And you're going to have to let go of the past to embrace this new path. So let's see what the astrology says. So the new moon in Leo is in the 6th house. And it's conjunct Mercury. It's squaring Uranus in the 3rd house and trining Chiron in the 2nd. So there could be some new beginnings in a work environment. The 6th house is the house of, the house of service, the house of your day-to-day activities on the job, your colleagues. The 3rd house is the house of communication. It's the house of siblings, relatives. So there could be someone in your immediate environment, maybe a relative, a brother, sister, aunt, uncle, that kind of interferes with this new beginning. Maybe there's some shocking news that comes out of that. You might get a shocking message or a wake-up call around 3rd house issues, communication, technology. And so there could be some, I feel like the new moon is good for the most part. You may have a new beginning on the job or a new career path, but there might be some hiccups around technology or communication or, some things that come out of the blue that you weren't expecting. Chiron's in your second house, so you have some healing to do around self-esteem, around things that you value, money, self-worth. Venus is in your second house. And Venus and Mars in your second house, in your seventh house, I'm sorry. Venus in the seventh can bring love. Mars in the seventh can bring arguments because your energy is there. So you could be connecting with someone who's very passionate, who's kind of argumentative. Maybe you're fighting over petty stuff. But Venus usually brings love. Then there could be two people. Maybe one who's more of like an Aries or Scorpio, and one could be more like Venus ruled, like Libra or Taurus. But Venus is opposing Neptune. So you have Neptune in the first house. You might be confused about who you want to be, like your identity. You might be going through an identity crisis. Who am I? How do I want to present myself to the world? And if I don't know who I am, how can I attract the right partner? I have to figure out who I am first. So when Venus opposes Neptune, you want to be careful that you're not seeing people clearly. Like you want to see people in their true light. Don't glamorize anyone. Don't, give someone more credit than they're worth. You might be in that gaga stage if you're in a new relationship. So just wait for this Venus to pass by Neptune before you make a decision on a relationship, because you may not be seeing things clearly. Pluto's in your 11th house, so it's changing your friendships and the groups that you belong to. It can bring you in contact with powerful people that really want to make change in the world. So you could be joining groups that want to make a difference in society. Venus in the 7th, if you're connecting with someone through the groups that you belong to, there could be some strong feelings that come up, passionate desires that come up through your friendships, through the groups that you know. So there could be some intense feelings coming up. You got to be careful of power struggles with groups. Maybe you're all trying to get, like you all have ideas and you want to make a difference, but there could be some power struggles, like too many leaders, too many cooks in the kitchen. So there might be some conflict around the best way to go forward. You have Saturn in the 12th. So you're definitely, you're closing up a cycle, a karmic cycle with Saturn in the 12th. But it's trining the North Node in Gemini in your 4th house. So it's like you have issues around home and family that you have to resolve and finish and come to terms with and then release. There's some baggage there that you may need to look at. Because Saturn in the 12th can represent problems with authority figures. Being blocked because of some past karma. It could mean maybe learning how to deal with authority, learning how to deal with power. How Saturn could represent psychological limitations in the 12th. Like, how do I self-sabotage? What am I doing what are my blind spots? How am I standing in my own way? What am I doing that's working against me? I mean, I know the 12th house sometimes is about hidden enemies, but I don't know that it's hidden enemies as much as psychological blocks that you're not aware of, behavior that you're not aware of. Like you may not even realize you're doing certain things that are working against you. So it would be a good time to go through some type of counseling or self-examination or meditation to come to terms with that. Figure it out. How do I feel about authority? How do I feel about my parents? How was I raised as a child? And how has that affected me and my life as an adult? And to overcome those things, because you're clearing that out, to release it. Come to terms with it, see it, and release it. Put that baggage down and step into, like when Saturn goes into Pisces, it's giving you a new cycle. You're starting a new cycle. So how can I start this new cycle in a better way and release the baggage of the past? So then we have the full moon on the 22nd. And this is a great full moon because it's conjunct Jupiter. And Pisces, Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces. So that's your planet. And it's happening in the 12th house, this full moon. So I feel like something is coming to completion around a work issue or a health issue, even a psychological issue. So you can really make progress this month at seeing what you need to release and what's blocking you or holding you back from moving forward. You could even, I mean, now the sun is in 29 degrees Leo, it's on Regulus. So you could get rewarded for some work project. You might be completing something that's bringing you recognition. That people are saying, yeah, this person really made a difference. You have Mercury in the 7th. Mercury moves into Virgo, and Mercury is at home in Virgo. It could bring, if you're not in a relationship, it could bring a relationship where there's more communication. You're meeting someone on an intellectual level more than a physical level. Mercury is opposing Neptune, so if you have to sign any business contracts, make sure you read the fine print, because there could be some confusion or miscommunication around that. Venus is moving into your 8th house when it moves into Libra, and she'll be doing that on the 17th. And Venus will trine Saturn in the 12th. So if you felt like you weren't getting enough financial support, you may, at the 11th hour, someone may come in and you might get some support there. Because Venus always brings money when she, especially in the 8th house. The 8th house is not the money that you earn, it's the money that you receive. So it could be grant money, it could be insurance payout, it could be inheritance, it could be your partner's income. So someone steps in and helps you in some way. Venus trine Saturn. Venus also can, like the 8th house is also the house of intimacy. And so if you have any blocks to intimacy because of Saturn, there could be a new relationship that develops that helps you to unlock that. Like you can really bond at the soul level. And Venus trining Saturn, if you start a relationship during this aspect, it's going to be in place for a long time. And there could be an age difference between you. Or there could be even if you're the same age, one person acts like the parent to the other. So you could be the parent or you're the child. But either way, there's that parent, there's that, the Saturn person is more the authoritarian, the one who makes the rules, the one, and the Venus is more of the, the artistic, creative type person. You have that, and they're all trining the North Node in Gemini in the 4th house. So you have this grand trine that's linking your 8th house, the 12th, and the 4th. So that's a positive aspect that can bring greater harmony to your home. It can bring a new beginning, but you need to communicate. It's an air sign trine. So it'll be like, if you're connecting with someone on a deep level, it'll be an intellectual connection. You'll be sharing ideas. You'll be talking a lot, discussing things. But you could meet a soulmate under this connection, Venus trine Saturn, and it could last a long time. Uranus is in your 3rd. Again, disruptions around family members, cousins, relatives, friends. Maybe you need new people in your life. You're looking for new types of friendships. Or you're going to find adventure through travel. With Uranus in the 3rd, though, you want to be careful. Don't rush around the neighborhood and be, you don't want to be careful, be aware of your surroundings. You don't want to get into an accident because your mind is somewhere else. The 3rd house is the house of communication, and Uranus rules technology. So you could be getting involved in a web project or technology or something that involves communication and technology. So I think that the main thing is, I think for this month, is working on what is hidden within yourself, psychological issues and past patterns that need to be released, that have to do, that revolve around authority, revolve around home and your early childhood. Past patterns, take better care of your health, get on a good health regimen, start exercising, start eating better. I think then you have a real opportunity to make changes in that way so that you feel better and you don't have anything holding you back. Because I feel like there could be some things that you've swept under the rug that you haven't ever dealt with that need to be discovered and released. And then if you can do that work, then you can really connect with someone on a deep level. Not just a physical level, more of a meeting of the minds rather than, lusting after each other. Instead of it being like a lusty kind of connection, it'll be more of an intellectual one. But it'll be a good one, and that will last a long time. So that's my forecast, Pisces, for this month. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, leave a comment in the video below. If it resonated with you, I'd like to read the comments. And I want to just say thank you for supporting this channel. If you'd like a private reading, since this was just a general reading, it may not apply to everyone, but if you want one that's specifically tailored to you and your life and your whatever's going on with you, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website and we can get you scheduled. In the meantime, just remember the worst is over. You can only go up from here. So enjoy August, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.